Okay, this video is called typecasting. Now, what is typecasting? And we're going to take a look at an application. So, the word typecasting, when it's used in a programming language, is often to make a data type. So, this is like a variable in the case of what we're currently learning. Act like a different type. So, for example, let's just set some values. So I'm going to have n1, just get the value 5, and n2 is going to get the value 7, and n3 is going to get the value 14. And then we're going to get an average of them. So double average. So for this, we're going to calculate the average. So the average is going to be n1 plus n2 plus n3 divided by 3. Now, of course, you don't do it like this. You've got to use parentheses to make sure that they're added together before you divide it by 3. So let's display what this is. So system.out.println the average that we just got here. So if I run this program, let's take a look at what we get. We get 8.0. So is 8 kind of the middle number? So what we get is 12 plus 14. So that's 26 divided by 3. So 3 times 8, that's 24 though, which is not the same number. So there is a loss of decimal places here. We lost some decimal places. Even though it's got the 0.0, you can tell already that it's handling decimals, but it didn't actually use any decimals in the calculation. And here's the issue, is that n1 is an integer, n2 is an integer, n3 is an integer, and the number 3 here is an integer. So what it's doing is it's doing the entire calculation with integers, which ignore the decimal, and then it drops the value into average, which is a double. So even though it could have decimal places, they're lost because the calculation isn't done with the right variable types. These should all be double. But if this is, say, for example, something that we wouldn't really think of as a double, like if we are counting a number of bicycles that are going into different shipments, you wouldn't ship half a bicycle and then represent it as like 5.5. You would use an integer because you are shipping whole numbers of bicycles. So the way we do this is we can typecast, we can make n1 act as though it is a double without actually making it a double. And the way we do that is we put the word double in parentheses right before the value. So I'm going to do that to all of these because it is typical to be kind of consistent with this in this way. And all 3 of those are now going to act like doubles. And if I run this again, now you get the actual value result, a bunch of 6s. So sometimes you need to typecast a value so that it acts temporarily like a data type of a different type. Here's a fun one that I like. We're going to change the value of n1. So n1 is going to get the value we're going to typecast a character. So here, I'm going to integer typecast the letter P. And then we're going to print that out. So system.out.println N1. And let's see what we get. So if I run this, P has the value of 112. Now, if I put a Q here and run it again, I'm going to get 113. So as you go up in letters, it will increase. So what this is doing is this is using converts to something called Unicode, which is kind of a numbering system that handles characters. It handles even emoji. So Unicode, there's a Unicode address for any character that you would want to display. So even if I put, say, like a left parentheses, and then ran that, I would get 40, which is the Unicode address for this character. So that's just one extra example. We're going to be using typecasting from time to time and doing some different kinds of casting later on as well.